Bienvenue au Forum de Montréal pour ce premier match d'une série de 8 entre l'équipe nationale de l'Union soviétique et celle du Canada. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Montreal Forum and to this first game of an 8-game series between the national team of the Soviet Union and the Canada team. Mesdames et messieurs, voici maintenant les arbitres pour la journée de ce soir. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the coaches of the two teams. Pour l'équipe nationale de la Russie, for the Russian team, l'instructeur, the coach, Mr. Vsevolod Bobrov. Son assistant is assistant, Mr. Boris Kulagin. Pour l'équipe du Canada, for the Canada team, l'instructeur, the coach, Mr. Harry Sinden. Son assistant is assistant, Mr. John Ferguson. Et maintenant, les deux équipes prennent place à leur ligne bleue. Both teams at their blue lines. Mesdames et messieurs, voici maintenant les membres de l'équipe de l'Union soviétique pour le match de ce soir. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the members of the Russian team for tonight's game. Le numéro 1, wearing number 1, Victor Zinger. Le numéro 2, number 2, Alexandre Gusev. Le numéro 3, number 3, Vladimir Luchenko. Le numéro 4, number 4, Viktor Kuskin. Le numéro 5, number 5, Alexandre Ragulin. Le numéro 7, number 7, Gennady Tsigankov. Le numéro 9, number 9, Yuri Blinov. Le numéro 10, number 10, Alexandre Maltsev. Le numéro 11, number 11, Eugenie Zimin. Le numéro 12, number 12, Evgeny Mishakov. Le numéro 13, number 13, Boris Mikhailov. Le numéro 15, number 15, Alexandre Yakushev. Le numéro 16, number 16, Vladimir Petrov. Le numéro 17, number 17, Valery Karlamov. Le numéro 18, number 18, Vladimir Vikulov. Le numéro 19, number 19, Vladimir Shadrin. Le numéro 20, number 20, Vladislav Treshyak. Le numéro 25, number 25, Yuri Lyapkin. Le numéro 26, number 26, Eugenie Polatiev. Mesdames et messieurs, l'équipe nationale de la Russie, the Russian national team. Et maintenant, pour l'équipe du Canada. And now for Team Canada. Portant le numéro 2, wearing number 2, Gary Bergman. Le numéro 5, number 5, Brad Park. Le numéro 6, number 6, Ron Ellis. Le numéro 7, number 7, Phil Esposito. Le numéro 8, number 8, Rodrigue Gilbert. Le numéro 11, number 11, Vic Atfield. Le numéro 12, number 12, Yvan Cournoyer. Le numéro 15, number 15, Red Berenson. Le numéro 16, number 16, Rod Sealing. Le numéro 18, number 18, Jean Rattel. Le numéro 19, number 19, Paul Anderson. Le numéro 20, number 20, Peter Mahovlich. Le numéro 24, number 24, Mickey Redmond. Le numéro 25, number 25, Guy Lapointe. Le numéro 26, number 26, Don Howry. Le numéro 27, number 27, Frank Mahovlich. Le numéro 28, number 28, Bobby Clark. Le numéro 29, number 29, Ken Dryden. Le numéro 35, number 35, Tony Esposito. Maintenant, se joignant aux instructeurs, M. Giorgio Rogulski, représentant de la délégation soviétique, se joindra au Premier ministre du Canada, M. Pierre Elliott Trudeau, et M. Charles A., président de Hockey Canada. Now, the representative of the Soviet delegation, Mr. Georgy Rogulski, will join Mr. Pierre Elliott Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, and Mr. Charles A., President of Hockey Canada. Les capitaines des deux équipes, captains of both teams, will now meet the Prime Minister. For the Canada, for Russia rather, for la Russie, Mr. Pushkin, Mr. Ragulin, and Mr. Vikolov will meet with the Prime Minister along with Jean Rattel, Phil Esposito, and Frank Mahovlich.
I can't recall any game that I've ever been at where you can just feel the tension and it keeps building up, and it's very warm in the Forum tonight. And at the same time, the fans are really on their toes. They hardly can wait to see the beginning of this game.
There's the official face-off.
Mesdames et messieurs, pour les internationaux. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Claudette Usher on the organ and Mr. Roger Doucette for the national anthems.
as is the custom in international hockey. You'll see that they all skate towards each other and exchange a little pennant and a crest. I don't know whether this will be a feature of international hockey if it continues on for years to come, but it's certainly a very appropriate thing for this first game.
Well, Brian, in the old days, he used to present flowers. This is game one from Montreal. Ken Dryden is in goal for Canada. The New York Ranger line is going to start with Hadfield, Rattel, and Gilbert. Now they're going to change it, apparently. They had them starting the line, but now it's Phil Esposito going to center with Cournoyer on one side and Frank Mahovlich on the other. Cournoyer moved out of position there for the start, and the face-off, and the game is underway with Petrov having cleared it into the Canadian zone. Canada clear on the boards, but not out. It's Berkman coming up now with a pass to center ice. Esposito going up over the line into the corner, shot it right across the goal mouth. Berkman keeps it in. Mahovlich missed it back of the net. There's Cournoyer. There's a pass with Lino. Big stop. Here's a shot right in front of it. It's score! Mahovlich! Mahovlich knocked it into the net.
You can't leave Frank Mahovlich standing on the goal crease. It's a beautiful setup here. Now look at this. Number 5, Brad Park, gets the puck across the goal mouth. Frank has to control it, but he flips it right through the pads. Oh, it's banged out of the thing by number 7. Phil Esposito came across and picked that up. I think that goal will end up going to Esposito.
Et du numéro 2, Gary Berkman, à 30 secondes. Team Canada.
1-0 for Canada. The play is underway. Canada carrying the play into the corner as Harlow failed to get the puck out. Gets it up now on the left side. It's a clearing pass to Maltsev, who went into the corner, and it's a penalty coming to Canada as Berkman. Nikolov is getting ready. Maltsev is at center for the Soviets. Nikolov on one wing, a rolling pass, and is grabbed off by Peter Mahovlich and shot down the ice. They are allowed icing when they have a man short. Zaganikov failed to get away, and the Canadian team rag it with Red Berenson, clearing it right down the ice. He and Peter Mahovlich are trying to kill off the penalty. Maltsev nearly was stopped on his own defense, starts down the right side, and Mahovlich leaned on him, and Berenson shot it down the ice. 1-0 for Canada. Fast goal. There's nearly a collision. Down the right side, Harlamov coming back, a shot by Maltsev, a scramble off in front of the net, but the shot went wide. And Raglan recovers the puck at center for the Soviet. Shot on the boards as the Soviet team start to make a change. Shadron coming out with Zeman and Yakashev. That's Zeman, quite a star hockey player for the Soviet. Raglan ahead to center ice. Down the far side for Yakashev. A big shot by Shadron, and it's broken up by Sealing ahead to Mahovlich, who's weaving at center. Lost it. It's down the ice for Shadron and right on, and Dryden made a good save. The puck rolls out to the blue line. Another chance for a shot. Here's right in front of the net. Oh, Zeman had a great chance with Dryden down, and it went wide of the net. They shoot it down the ice as the Russians have settled down a bit and are carrying the play while they have the man advantage. Zeman going down the center ice for the Soviet is knocked over by Park. It's shot out to center ice. Lyapkin clears it across to Yakashev over in the right corner. They're trying to center it out. Paladiev gets the shot that stopped before it reached the goal. Henderson is back on, and the puck is back at center ice. Shadron clears it over the Canadian line. It's still in there as Paladiev left it. Another try for Shadron to the corner, and the drive by Yakashev was wide. Russians still keeping that puck in the corner. Zeman getting it back to the blue line, only to have Paladiev miss it. He goes back into the Soviet zone, cleared the puck up now to Mikhailov, who's out there with Blinov on a change of players for the Soviet. Hadfield drives it down the ice. Gilbert races after with Rattel, but he missed the pass. Back come the Soviets to the blue line at center. Mikhailov passed over that far side to Petrov, a shot right on, and Dryden covered that short side. Canada leading 1-0. Back to center ice. A weaving pass over the line is offside as Gilbert delayed a bit. With the score, Canada 1 and the Soviets no score. This is game 1 from Montreal. Well, they're starting off already at the blue line as Rattel is now at center. The puck comes back at center ice. Oh, there's a close call as Vikolov had a chance. He goes in on the side. His pass to Maltsev. The shot was wide. Another try. Harlamov had a try, and the defense player took a crack at it, Sigankov. But now the Soviets come in again. A sliding pass was intercepted. Raglan is going back, lost it. Canadian club have to regroup as the puck goes back to Sealing. Sealing across. Ori couldn't get past center ice. And Harlamov got that pass to Maltsev, who took a long shot. Raglan keeps it in. It's back for Maltsev. Back to the net, beaten to the puck. He bumps into the Canadian player. They jam against the boards. A few elbows there, Brian.
Foster, in this early going there, outside of that first goal, the Soviets have come back. They've settled down. And what we've seen is their typical game. They play puck control, but I've noticed once already they missed a good chance for a scoring play when they tried to pass it off in those early minutes.
Petrov is coming out for the Soviets. And there's Mikhailov.
There's a good look at Coach Harry Sinden. He looks
a little worried, I think.
He's pacing a little bit like a cat.
But they've made the change on that scoring play. Apparently the puck didn't go over the line when Mahavlich tapped it. Came out again, and Esposito tapped it home. But it's 1-0 for Canada. A goal in 30 seconds. Kuskin had cleared it over to Gusev. Gusev shot it over the line. Mahavlich cleared it out at center ice. And Blinov gets that puck at the Canadian blue line. Overskated it. A loose puck is there. Centered out in front to Gusev. And it was stopped there by Sealing. Canada breaks 3 strong. Mahavlich cleared right to Korloyev, and he was turned around on the play. He seemed to be hooked on the try and didn't get a shot away at all. Mikhailov down the left side, took a drive, but Dryden it nearly went into the corner of the net, and the play is stopped, and a mix-up with Mikhailov in the corner.
That was a terrific shot by Mikhailov. Dryden had to make a tremendous save because it looked like he was going to try to cut in front of Dryden, but then he let a high wrist shot go that Dryden just got his stick hand on. There's Don Ori going to the bench.
Because if Sealing was injured on that last play. Esposito's now at center ice for Canada, facing Petrov, and Mikhailov and Blinov are the forward line for the Soviets. Blinov is number 9 as Kornoye cleared it across to Mahavlich. Mahavlich centered it. No one was there. Mikhailov nearly gave another chance, and Esposito was right there. He was given credit for the first goal. Bergman bumped into the Soviet players. The puck slides down the ice park with Blinov after him. He missed, and down they go. Blinov got back. The puck goes over the line, was offside, as Kornoye was just a little slow in crossing the line.
So far, Foster, as the line leaves the ice, they've looked terribly dangerous out there. On that first goal, the way Esposito picked it up, and it's so typical of Phil Esposito, Mahavlich made the play on goal, but he didn't quite put it in. It hit the pad, and Esposito's standing right on the doorstep, and if you leave Phil Esposito there, you're going to have a lot of goals scored against you.
From the face-off, Clark is out there with Ellis and Henderson. Clark of the Philadelphia Flyers and Ellis and Henderson of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Coach Harry Sinden said about this line that it had to have been the big surprise in the training camp. Bobby Clark inserted between Ronnie Ellis at right wing and Paul Henderson on the left wing, and they've gone as a unit here, and I think you'll see a lot of skating out of them.
Well, Bergman and Park are playing up. It's back to Henderson. He scores! Good shot from the faceoff. Henderson fired it home.
The Russians missed this face-off cleanly. Goes to the right. Clark takes it out. Ellis back to Henderson. Henderson a quick snapshot for the right corner. Tretiak had the angle cut off, but it was a perfect shot.
Henderson certainly had that one labeled. That makes it 2-0 for Canada as the puck is shot into the Soviet zone. They have 13-12 left in the period as the puck comes back to Bergman. Taps it in front of the Soviet bench. Henderson stole the puck, leaves it for Ellis. Ellis is dumped. Paladiev fell over him. Ellis was hurt on the play as Paladiev fell on top of him. Seemed accidental the way it worked out. But Ellis was injured on the play. With the score, Canada 2 and the Soviets no score. This is Game 1 from Montreal. 30 seconds, the first goal was scored by Esposito. It was thought Mahovlich scored it, but it was finally changed to Esposito. Then Henderson, on a quick shot from Clark and Ellis, scored at 6:32, and that's the way the score stands with 7:38 remaining in the first period. But the Soviet team sprucing up. Here's a shot, blocked. Another try. The shot goes wide and bounces over to this side. Paladiev trying to clear to the corner. It's centered right in front. They score! From that left side, they finally found the corner of the net. And, of course, it was Zeman that was the marksman who stood right off the side of the net.
Now, Zeman has looked terrific in the practices so far here. And watch him park himself just off to the far side of Dryden. Dryden now has to concentrate. And he throws it right up top. Not a goalie in the world would have stopped it.
This Zeman is a top-notcher. He's shown that in practices right through. 12:30 is the time. Puck goes into the Canadian zone. Now it's 2-1 for Canada, and the Soviet making a real battle of it. The ice